while I was on the streets. And what did I do? You know, and so I, as I was walking, I decided to stop at a gas station because I had to use the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
The gas station used to have the bathrooms like right on the side, but the guy, his bathroom was inside. He didn't have one where it's on the side anymore. Because as I was out there, I ran across some bathrooms was on the side and some was inside. But the guy didn't want to let me use the bathroom.
Just to use the bathroom? Just to use the bathroom? He wouldn't even let you use the bathroom?
Yes, he wouldn't let me use the bathroom. I guess because the bathroom was like in the inside, and you have to go in the inside and go through a door. As I got older, he wouldn't even let me use it. So I said, okay, that's fine, and I left right back out. And I started walking again, and like I said, I didn't know where I was going. It began to get so dark. I said, well, I went to this lady's house in the area because I wanted to stay in the area first. I wanted to. I'm walking, but I don't want to get too far out of where I'm walking to, because I'm thinking and saying, maybe my mother will come back. Maybe she forgot me because she got so many kids. Maybe she forgot. Like I said, I didn't want to think that she really did leave me. I didn't want to think
deliberately.
That.
You didn't want to think deliberately that you had been left behind.
Yeah, I didn't. I did not want to think that. For so long, I did not want to think that. So I decided I had to... It got real late, so I went ahead, and it was a house where everybody in the area, it was an older lady's house, and I decided to sleep up under the porch. She had one of these porches that, not an inside porch, like where you walk up your stairs and then it's a hole like on the side of your stairs.
Yes, underneath the house.
Yes, and I crawled up underneath there. I crawled up underneath.
But you're terrified. You were terrified.
Yeah, I crawled up underneath there, and I slept there. I mean, it was a lot of bugs and stuff up under there, but I didn't have nowhere to go. So I slept up under the stairs that night, and but you can hear inside the house.
Right. Yes, because you're right underneath it.
Right, because you could hear everything that's going on. So I was listening. I noticed when I ended up falling asleep. I cried myself to sleep. I cried myself to sleep because I was just saying, wow, what happened? But in the house, it was an older lady and it was an older guy that lived there. Mm-hmm. So, I ended up going to sleep. And in the morning when I woke up, I hear them, talking to one another. So I was waiting for, because it was a little like somehow the house up underneath the house, you can get into the house.
Wow.
It was a little. I don't know if that was you call it a crawl space. It was a little thing that you can get inside the house. It leads to the kitchen.
Right.
It was. The way the house, it was like the house was like a 2-family flat. It was one house on this side and one on the other side. They was connected together, but you can get into the house up underneath them steps. So I heard them talking, the two elders, lady and man. And so when they left, I went in because I was hungry. I haven't eaten. So when I went in, the first thing I did, I ran to the refrigerator to get something to eat. I grabbed, I seen some bologna and a piece of bread. I didn't even put no type of mayonnaise or Miracle Whip on it. I just ate it. At that time, I'm thinking everybody is gone. So I'm a little comfortable because I'm thinking both of them is gone. I get to eat, but I'm hungry. I'm eating very fast because I'm hungry. So I turned towards the sink to get some water. I grabbed a cup. They had the cups in the cabinet. I grabbed the cup, and I turned on the water. And when I put in the water in the cup, all of a sudden I hear somebody say, "What you doing? Who are you?" And I turn around, I'm scared to death. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Who?
Oh.
I thought they was gone, and I was so scared I didn't know what to do. And it was an older guy. He was very up in age, and I said, he said, how did you get in here? He just was hollering, and he was very upset because I guess because I was in his house, and I said, well, my mother, I can't find my mother. I said, I don't know where my mother is, and he said, what you mean? You can't find your mother? So at that time, his wife did not leave. She was starting up the car to before they leave, and she came back in. And so then I got to tell her because he walked away. So I got to tell her. I said, my mother left me. I don't have nowhere to go. I'm 11 years old. Can you help me? Can I stay here for a minute? I'm hungry, and I did fix me a sandwich. And she gave me, I remember it like yesterday, she gave me apple and some other type of, I think it was a banana, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was a banana. And so she said she went in the back and talking to her husband. And I heard her husband say, she can't stay here. And I'm like, oh, wow.
Oh, God.
I'm like, are you serious? I could not believe it. I said, two people, I guess, they just didn't want to get involved. That's what I'm thinking. They just didn't.
But you're a child. Anyone can see you are a child and you need help. Even if they let you stay for a couple of days while they just try and help you out. And then, anything, anything.
Well, yeah, but he said no. I think that the lady wanted me to help me, to be honest. I think she wanted to help me, but her husband did not. And so, because she gave me, now remember, I just told you she gave me an apple and a banana. And she said, well, when I heard her husband say that, she came back in and said, well, you can't stay here. But she gave me another apple. But I was so mad. I didn't want that other apple.
Oh, God.
I was mad because she wouldn't help me. So I ended up leaving and started back walking. I started back walking, and I was really mad, saying, why didn't they help me? Why they older people, they grown. I was saying to myself, they grown. Why didn't they help me? I don't understand. Why did not they help me? I don't understand. So I started walking again, and I didn't know what to do. I was so mad. I just was really upset about it. I was very upset. I guess I was more mad because my mom wasn't there to help me, and now I got two adults that did not want to help me, so I started back walking.
And you're walking the streets, and you're thinking about your life and how you've got to this point. As an 11-year-old, you must be so confused. You say in your book that you were bullied by your sisters and traumatized and emotionally, physically by your brothers. So did that make you develop that sense of distrust already before you unfortunately?
Yes, because it was, and it was, I had two older brothers, okay? I had two older brothers. One was 18 and one was 19. And inside my book, I just want to let, the public know, the audience, that I did not use my mother's name. I did not use none of my brothers and sisters' names. All the names in my book is make-believe names. The only name that I use is Emily Wallace because it happened to me.
Yes, you're telling the story.
Yes, and so then like I said, I had an 18-year-old brother and a 19-year-old brother, and they was molesting me inside the home. My mother did not want to. My mother did not want to get them in any type of trouble with the law. So my mother was protecting them than her own daughter.
No, you needed the protection.
I told her she did not. She didn't do anything about it. She was saying that I was telling them I'm lying. I'm telling a story, and I'm like, ain't more I can do. So I think my mother, that morning, she knew I was a little upset because of what happened last night. So I think that had a lot to do with it too. That's why she left me, because she figured I was going to go and tell someone, but which I didn't. I kept it in. I didn't tell the school. I didn't tell anyone. And she left me.
Oh my
So
goodness, Emily. The listeners out there are probably just amazed to hear that this is a true story. Everyone, you are listening to the Ask Avani Show. We have our special guest here today. Wow, Emily Wallace. We are about to take a break, but please join us right back on the other side. This next song, "My Life Is in Your Hands," Kirk Franklin. We'll be right back after this.
No matter what you're going through.
More of the Ask Avani Show is coming up next, here on So Metro Radio.
Jesus, my life.
Good afternoon and welcome back. You are listening to the Ask Avani Show right here on So Metro Radio. Today we are speaking to a very special guest, the author and motivational speaker, Emily Wallace, writer of the book Scarred for Life. Welcome back, Emily. Please continue with your story. You were telling us before the break about how you came to be in the situation that you were, and that you were only 11 years old when this happened to you.
Yes, I was, and I was saying that it was I was 11, and there was a lot of a molestation going on in the house, and my mother did not want to believe me at all. She did not want to believe me for some reason. Why, I doesn't know. She used to say that I'm not telling the truth, and as I got older, my mother wanted to protect my two brothers. That one was 18 and one was 19. So, it was a lot of stuff going on inside that home. And right now, today, I have, brothers and sisters, but I don't have brothers and sisters. And what I mean by that, because the family doesn't want to deal with me because I'm telling my story. They stated to me that my story should not be open to the public like this. It's making the family look bad and stuff like that, but I don't understand it. And some of them say, well, you wasn't 11, you was 12. No,
Wow.
I know exactly how old I was, Avani.
You went through it, so you know.
I know. Believe me, I know where I spent my 12th when I turned 12 years old. I know I was on the streets. I'm not illiterate, and I'm not, stupid.
Yeah. No one would ever forget that, would they? Who could forget that?
No, they wouldn't at all.
Wow.
So, like I said, it was just so much stuff on, and going on inside the home, and she didn't care. Apparently, she cared more about her older kids than her younger daughters.
Because she said she didn't believe you. She kept telling you that you were lying. She didn't believe you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she didn't believe me, and even though and I have to tell you guys this, but my mother, one of my sisters, went to the state of Michigan. My mother lost a child right after when she left me. My other sister, I guess my brother started to molest her, and she went to the state of Michigan. She went to school one day, and she told the school system, and my mother lost that child. Through the state of Michigan.
That's a brave little girl. Your sister, she was brave to be able to finally speak out, because there's too many childhoods that were being lost in your house.
Yes, and you know what? And what I don't understand, one of those sisters, the one that I just stated, she's protecting my mother, and I doesn't understand that. She's saying, well, you shouldn't be doing this and you shouldn't be doing that, but it happened. Why don't you want to come forward? Because and this happened. What happened to you. You got taken from the state of Michigan. Our two brothers was molesting both of us. This. I mean, and you just well. It wasn't going on like that, or what you saying, and this and that. They try to make like I'm something that's wrong with me, and which is not.
Yeah, I mean, I have to ask you. We already know from hearing your story, this little bit, as you've already started telling us, these are horrific things that you went through. How did you even begin to come to terms with what you'd been through? I mean, can you ever come to terms with something like that?
I didn't hear the question.
How did you, after the horrific things you went through, how did you even begin to come to terms with it? Can you ever come to terms with what you went through? It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. I decided to, like I said, I have 6 children, One is deceased, and I'm happily married.